Sometimes, don't you feel like this? Every morning you open your eyes, and it's the same lamp, the same clothes, the same route, the same subway. Crowds rush past, faces blank. At work, the computer screen lights up your face, and the quiet exhaustion beneath it. You nod in meetings, bury yourself in files, stare blankly on the way home. Another day gone. You've worked hard, yet nothing seems to change. You start to wonder, why do I keep grinding but stay in the same place? Maybe life has already dealt the cards, and I'm just meant to be ordinary. You tell yourself to accept reality, but deep down, a small flame of defiance still burns. It's faint, but stubborn. Do you remember who you used to be? The you who dreamed big, who believed in the future. You wanted to make your parents proud, to live with dignity. But reality hits hard. It wears you down with rent, bills, overtime, and endless anxiety. Slowly, your edges fade. You start saying, forget it. Forget it, that opportunity wasn't for me. Forget it, maybe this is good enough. You begin to compromise with yourself, to surrender to life, to bow to fate. Yet that voice inside never disappears. It asks, is this really all I can be? Ordinary. Just 3 simple words, yet they form an invisible wall keeping us from our dreams. Being ordinary means no connections, no background, no shortcuts. You have to climb step by step with your own hands. Your hard work goes unnoticed, your achievements uncelebrated. You work late into the night only to hear, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Over time, you grow numb. You question the value of effort, even the possibility of change. But are you truly out of chances? Is success really reserved for the lucky few? No. A real turnaround doesn't come from luck. It comes from awakening. It's not a miracle, but a slow inner revolution. It doesn't happen in noise, but in the quiet clarity of your own mind. To flip the script isn't about beating others. It's about winning yourself back. It's about not giving up thinking when you're lost, choosing growth when you're tired, believing in your worth even when no one sees it. True transformation is an ordinary person breaking free from the limits of fate. It's not overnight success, it's a steady buildup of awareness. It's not impulse, it's reason awakening. When you understand the rules, stop letting emotions control you, learn from failure, find opportunity in anxiety, and draw strength from despair, you're already on your way to turning things around. So today, let's talk about how ordinary people can actually flip their lives. No cliches, no empty motivation, just real, practical logic. We'll break it down into 3 parts. First, why you feel ordinary. Second, how to find your breakthrough. And third, how to make change last. What we want isn't sudden luck, it's structural growth. True turnaround never happens overnight. It's built on countless moments when you choose not to give up. When everyone else stops, but you keep going. When no one believes in you, but you still do. When the night feels darkest, but you still light your own lamp. You may be ordinary, but remember this. Clarity, discipline, and long-term vision are the roots of transformation. Turning your life around isn't someone else's miracle. It's the beginning of your own awakening. If you're also searching for that power to change, hit subscribe and join me. Let's grow with clarity and strength and stop being just bystanders to our own fate. To turn your life around, you first have to understand one thing: why ordinary people stay ordinary. Many people work hard their entire lives, yet never manage to change their fate. It's not because they're lazy or stupid. It's because their direction is wrong, their mindset is narrow, and their thinking is trapped. The biggest challenge for most people isn't a lack of ability. It's the inertia of their own minds. We get numbed by routine, tamed by the rules, and live inside boxes drawn by others. From childhood, we're taught to behave, stay safe, don't stand out. Our parents want us to study, get a job, marry, buy a house, a path that seems secure, but often leads to being swallowed by stability. You end up living the life others expect while forgetting who you actually want to be. You feel tired, anxious, and doubtful, yet afraid to step off the track because it's the path everyone else is walking. But here's the truth. A road everyone walks will never lead to anywhere extraordinary. The safer the track, the lower the ceiling. Ordinary people get trapped by this illusion of safety. There's another kind of prison, habitual thinking. You go to work, come home, scroll your phone, eat, sleep, repeat. You complain about the monotony, but don't dare to change. You envy others' lives, but never try to create your own. You say you lack opportunity, but really, you just fear the unknown. You don't want to leave your comfort zone because it feels uncertain. But the harsh truth about fate is this: every real breakthrough hides inside uncertainty. Growth has a cost. Change means stepping beyond the old version of yourself. Many people would rather stay in familiar pain than risk the discomfort of change because the unknown is scary and habits feel safe. So they complain that nothing changes while refusing to change themselves. People like that won't fail dramatically, but they'll never truly succeed either. Their lives look stable, but are slowly sinking. What's holding you back? Your environment, your fear, your comparisons. Environment keeps you from dreaming too big. Fear keeps you from moving. Comparison fuels your anxiety. You start doubting whether hard work matters or if life is fair. But the real unfairness isn't in where you start. It's in how you think. Some people start with advantages and waste them. Others start with nothing and still carve out their own path. What matters isn't your starting point. It's whether you're willing to move forward. Ordinary people stay ordinary not because of fate, but because they lose the mental battle before life even begins. They choose compromise over courage, comfort over change, excuses over effort. They'd rather believe I was born unlucky than I can change my life. They'd rather complain than take one step forward. But fate has no mercy. It only rewards those who fight back. If you want to turn your life around, first recognize what's trapping you. Is it your environment, your thinking, your laziness, or your fear? When you finally see the wall, you can start to break it. You must dare to admit, my ordinary life isn't punishment from fate. It's a result of my mindset. Only when you take responsibility for where you are does change become meaningful. That's the moment you stop being a victim and become a creator. You stop asking why me and start asking what can I do? That's the beginning of awakening. Why are ordinary people ordinary? There's only one answer, because they gave up believing before they even started changing. When your mindset changes, your world changes. The more you see, the wider your road becomes. Mindset shapes destiny. That's the universal truth behind every comeback story. Once we understand why most people stay ordinary, the next question is, how can ordinary people truly turn their lives around? We have to face the truth. There are no shortcuts. No one flips their fate overnight. It's not about a few minutes of passion. It's a long, clear-minded, and often lonely revolution of the self. Real change requires upgraded thinking, patient action, and the courage to keep going even when every part of you wants to quit. True transformation doesn't come from sudden luck outside you. It comes from rebuilding the system inside you. Change your thinking first, and your choices will change. Change your choices, and your results will follow. Every lasting success starts from within. You can't control the cards you're dealt, but you can control how you play them. The first step is to know yourself. It sounds simple, but it's the hardest step of all. Many people spend their whole lives living through other people's expectations without ever asking, who am I? What do I actually want? They stay busy but blind, hardworking but lost. Knowing yourself isn't about self-doubt or false confidence. It's about seeing both your strengths and weaknesses clearly, accepting that I'm not perfect, but I can be better. Real growth begins with self-awareness. You don't need to please others. Just be a little more awake than you were yesterday. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because their effort is pointed in the wrong direction. Their goal is to be recognized, not to improve. They want applause, not progress. But true change isn't about making others like you. It's about reclaiming your own role as the main character of your story. The second step is to upgrade your mindset. Ordinary people often get stuck not because they lack skills, but because their thinking is outdated. The world changes too fast for yesterday's logic to still work today. In the information age, the biggest advantage isn't money or talent, it's awareness. You don't lose because you're less intelligent. You lose because your vision is smaller. You see the present, others see the future. You chase stability. They're already planning for what's next. Turning your life around isn't about chasing trends. It's about understanding the direction of the wind. Upgrading your mindset means constantly refreshing the way you see the world. When you can step outside emotion and observe the patterns, you're already operating on a higher level. Wealth, opportunity, and connection are all extensions of your mindset. When your perspective grows, the world starts coming to you. The third step is long-term accumulation. In a world obsessed with speed, everyone wants instant results. But growth doesn't work like that. Seeds take time to sprout. Skills take time to mature. The greatest advantage of ordinary people isn't resources. It's time. Others may start ahead, but you have the power of compounding. Most people lose not because they don't work hard enough, but because they don't last long enough. Every overnight success you see is really 10 years of unseen effort. Fate never forgets those who are prepared. Every moment you choose to learn, to stay disciplined, to keep going when it's hard, you're investing in your future. Even the efforts that seem meaningless today are quietly shining in the dark. The fourth step is action. If your understanding never turns into action, it's just an illusion. Many people read countless books, watch endless motivational videos, and still feel stuck because they know too much but do too little. Overthinking leads to hesitation, and hesitation makes you miss chances. Turning your life around isn't about thinking your way to success, it's about doing your way there. You don't need a perfect plan, you just need to start. Even a small step forward beats standing still. Action is the only cure for anxiety. Once you move, the world starts shifting with you. Often, the problem isn't that you lack opportunity, it's that you haven't begun. The moment you start, you're already halfway there. Don't fear mistakes. Mistakes are the tuition of growth. Real failure isn't falling down. It's never giving your full effort. The fifth step is to build momentum. Momentum is the total of your energy, your skills, mindset, relationships, and reputation combined. When these layers accumulate over time, your life gains its own natural force. That's why some people seem to move forward effortlessly. They've been building momentum for years. Ordinary people can't rely on one lucky break. They need to build compound strength. You don't have to master everything, but you do need one skill others can't ignore. You don't need endless resources, but you do need to create real value people can trust. Momentum isn't something others give you. It's something you build with time and focus. When you have momentum, opportunities start finding you. So, how can ordinary people truly flip their lives? Not through bursts of passion, but through continuous awakening. Have the courage to step out of your comfort zone. Have the wisdom to rebuild your perspective. Have the patience to accumulate strength. Have the discipline to turn dreams into action. And most importantly, accept that this journey is lonely. No one will fully understand your persistence, and no one can carry your pain for you. But that's exactly why it matters, because everyone who keeps walking through the dark eventually shines when the dawn comes. Many people think that turning your life around is about one big breakthrough, but in truth, real transformation isn't about explosion. It's about sustainability. A brief rise isn't hard. What's hard is maintaining upward momentum without collapse. You've seen countless people shine for a short while, only to fall back to where they started. The reason is simple. They win on passion but lose on structure. They win for a moment but fail in the long run. A comeback isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The true masters aren't just able to rise from rock bottom, they can stay grounded even at their peak. To make your comeback last, you must master 3 key dimensions: self-management, energy circulation, and cognitive upgrading. These 3 pillars support your journey from temporary rise to steady ascent. First, self-management. Many people fail not because opportunities disappear, but because they drain themselves dry. Your greatest enemy is never the outside world. It's yourself. You must learn to manage your time, emotions, and attention. Time management isn't about filling every minute. It's about knowing what truly matters. You're busy every day, yet make no real progress because your effort is scattered. You chase trends, watch others, get caught up in trivialities, but spend little time building long-term momentum. Real winners know how to cut away distractions. They let go of meaningless socializing, emotional drama, and short-term thrills. They focus their time on sharpening themselves because they understand that short-term sacrifice leads to long-term control. Emotional management is just as vital. Emotional stability is a rare power. Life will never go as planned, but you can choose not to be ruled by emotion. When faced with challenges, don't complain or escape, break the problem down calmly. Those who truly transform don't let emotions steer the wheel. They let reason guide their moves. And attention management is perhaps the most crucial of all. In today's world, the scarcest resource isn't money, it's focus. The world is drowning in information and temptation, and your ability to focus on long-term goals will define your future. Don't let fragmented content drain you. Filter the noise and give your focus only to things that make you grow. Transformation doesn't come from burning passion, but from sustained concentration. The second dimension is energy circulation. The road to change is long, and no one can run on full energy forever. You must learn to recharge and let your energy flow in rhythm. Many people burn out halfway, not because they're weak, but because they never learned how to recover. You must learn to rest and to be alone. Rest isn't laziness, it's strategic recovery. When you feel tired, anxious, or numb, the right move isn't to push harder, but to pause, clear your thoughts, and give yourself space to breathe. Smart people know how to rebuild energy during pauses. Solitude is an even higher skill. Only when you're alone can you truly hear your inner voice, realign your direction, and decide what's worth continuing or letting go. Another key to energy flow is balancing input and output. You can't just absorb without creating, or create without learning. Input means reading, thinking, observing. Output means acting, expressing, reflecting. When these form a cycle, your energy renews itself. If you only consume without doing, you drown in information anxiety. If you only act without reflection, you burn out in confusion. Sustainable transformation depends on keeping this cycle alive, as naturally as breathing. The third dimension is cognitive upgrading. Many people think they've succeeded, when in fact they've just reached a new starting line. Real lasting growth means rebuilding your mindset at every stage. The world changes fast, new rules, new systems, new realities, and you can't fight tomorrow's battles with yesterday's thinking. How far you go depends on your ability to continually reinvent yourself. Cognitive upgrading means tearing down old beliefs and installing new frameworks. Ask yourself, are the things I believe still true? Are my methods still effective? Is my goal still really mine? One of the biggest traps after success is complacency. Many stop once they get applause and soon get overtaken. The strongest people aren't scary because they win once, but because they never stop learning. To upgrade your cognition is to constantly extract wisdom from mistakes and patterns from experience. The truly powerful aren't those who never fail, but those who turn every failure into new insight. Their growth is continuous, a spiral that rises higher each time. To sustain your growth, you also need second curve thinking. That means when you're doing well, start preparing for the next leap. Don't wait until your growth plateaus to panic. Plan your next move while things are still rising. Many people fail at the stage of maintaining success. They think one comeback is enough, forgetting that the world keeps evolving. The masters always reset at their strongest point because they know success isn't a one-time event, it's a lifelong skill. Those who sustain success are constantly starting over. Finally, and most importantly, you must find your internal drive. External motivation, money, recognition, status can push you only so far. Only inner motivation can carry you through a lifetime. That drive comes from a sense of purpose. You must know why you live, why you fight. Is it for your parents? To prove yourself? To make the world a little better because of you? When you find that why, external chaos won't easily shake you. When others quit, you'll keep going. When others lose direction, you'll still have focus. Those who sustain transformation are driven by belief, not by circumstance. They don't work hard because life is easy. They work hard no matter what. Because they know turning life around isn't just a one-time reversal. It's a way of living. So, to make your transformation last, don't rely on emotion. Build a system. Don't rely on luck. Build rhythm. Act with clarity. Review with reflection. Grow through iteration. Learn to pause and think, to stay calm and consistent, to stay cool and aware. Time will always favor those who remain clear-headed the longest. Fate doesn't favor anyone, but it always respects those who stay awake. Back to the original question, how can ordinary people turn their lives around? The truth is, the answer has never been in anyone else's mouth. It's in your heart. Turning your life around isn't a battle against the world. It's a journey of conquering yourself. It's not about showing off. It's about finding who you really are. You don't have to be great or perfect. You just have to stop running in circles, stop being trapped by fear, and stop letting others define your life. A real turnaround isn't some dramatic moment. It's that quiet morning when you suddenly decide to live differently. You have to understand, turning things around won't be easy. You'll feel lonely, be doubted, get lost, and go through setbacks. But believe this, those sleepless nights you can't get through are exactly when you're rebuilding yourself. Every bit of pain is a sign of growth. No effort is ever wasted. As long as you keep moving, you're getting closer to the light. Fate won't announce miracles ahead of time, but when you've held on long enough, it will quietly open a door for you. Being ordinary isn't scary. Giving up on growth is. You can come from humble beginnings, but your mindset can't stay small. You can fall behind for a while, but you can't stand still forever. The world doesn't pity complainers, it respects doers. A real turnaround isn't luck. It's the privilege of those who stay conscious. Its meaning isn't in beating others, but in winning back your right to choose, to live on your own terms, to stay calm in chaos, and persistent in peace. That kind of confidence isn't for show. It's built, little by little, through time and grit. When you have it, you stop fearing loss, because you know, even if everything resets, you can start again. The most beautiful turnaround isn't from nothing to everything. It's from confusion to clarity, from anxiety to confidence, from being controlled to being in control. True freedom means not being ruled by emotions, public opinion, or other people. If you're lost, it means you're still searching. If you're anxious, it means you still care. If you're hurting, it means you haven't given up. As long as you keep walking, you haven't lost. Turning your life around isn't a privilege for the gifted. It's a right for those who refuse to settle. Fate doesn't play favorites, but it always rewards those who never quit. You can go slow, but don't stop. You can fall, but get back up. You can be ordinary, but you must stay awake. Turning the tables is really about one thing: belief. Believing you can change. Believing time will pay you back. Believing your effort matters. Once you truly believe, your actions shift, and your life begins to rewrite itself. So how can ordinary people turn things around? Through awareness, persistence, and belief. By looking up toward the light, even after life knocks you down. Because fate isn't blind. It doesn't favor anyone, but it always respects those who stay clear-headed and unshakably determined.